Okay. We have asked the witnesses not to discuss this case, not to talk about this. Okay? Well, again, it goes back to the integrity of the investigation. So, if you've heard people that you know are witness and they're not talking to you about that, it is because I have asked them not to. I cannot force them not to, but I've asked them not to. Okay? And this all goes because of trial. We don't want any problems when it comes to trial. We want to make sure things are done right. We want to make sure, and I mean legally also, right on this. And that goes back to why, no arrests have been made on this, because legally we don't have the right to arrest anybody on this case yet. Some of the witnesses have said that they're being harassed. Okay, so I would ask you just to have patience with the witnesses, because I have asked them not to discuss this with anybody. I can't force them not to, but I have asked them, please don't do it. Wait till trial. After trial, you can talk to anybody you want to. You can discuss whatever part of the case you want to. So anyway, I'll just leave that at that. Now I lost where everybody is at. Let me just start. Questions over here?
Yeah, there's one over here. I think someone asked, when did actually Andrew pass away?
This was 3 days later. Andrew sustained very, obviously, serious gunshot wounds. I don't think that he ever knew anything after that. I really don't. I'm not a doctor. But those, obviously, since he passed because of that, it was severe. It was severe. You start with questions.
Any questions?
Yeah.
How many gunshots did he receive?
How many bullets?
How many
Bullets.
I can't get into that. I'm sorry.
Must be done. What must be
after trial?
But I've seen in other cases, like even the media, police provide the video to the media so that the public can help to identify the perpetrator.
In some cases, we do. And then in some cases, we don't.
Right now, in this case.
I don't think that it would do us any good to release this to you. I know that's not what you want to hear. It may be a little confusing, and I'm sure you want to know why. I can't go into that. The only thing I can ask you is just to trust me. Better off. Better out. And I understand that there's going to be some people who disagree with that, and that's understandable. But without explaining to you why, I just have to leave it there.
How clear are the video that was taken really?
That kind of goes back to his question. We have to just say that. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, does your job allow you to be rewarded, like if our case is successful?
No.
No. Okay.
And that would be a bad idea anyways.
I was just asking.
Yeah, because then you would have cops saying, well, this family has more money to pay or whatever, so I'm gonna work harder on that case. Or
Okay.
so no, we don't. We're paid the same regardless if we clear or not. But we are held responsible for it. Yes, sir.
Cannot hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need some more money pitching.
Yes.
I did not say that, but what I will say is this: is the question was can oh, I'm not used to this. The question is, can money be donated towards this case, I guess for like a reward? And the answer is yes. It's quite, I won't say it's common because most of the time people can't afford to give extra money. But you can, I don't know how, but if you ask Crime Stoppers, if you ask Crime Stoppers, they can tell you how to do it. So the answer is yes. You can donate money towards Crime Stoppers. It will up the ante on the reward, and I believe they'll also put that on their website as well.
How many people flee the scene with the suspect?
How many people flee the scene with the suspect? Is that what you were asking? Will you be mad at me if I tell you I think we're just going to skip that one? Let me just say this. There's a lot of people out there.
You can say more than 5, or more than 2, or more than 6. At least 1.
You did not leave alone.
Oh yes, that's the right answer.
I don't want to go into
You don't leave
details of how
alone.
many people. And I have to really apologize because every time I say I need to think about how to answer that, every time I say I don't want to discuss that part of it, I kind of get the feeling if I were in your shoes, I would be thinking, why? What do you have to hide? What is it you don't want to tell us? Why aren't you telling us about our loved one, our friend? We have a right to know. I understand that.
And do we know the owner of the vehicle that was used to flee the scene?
Yes. We talked to several people. Again, I apologize because I know you want specifics on this. I just can't go into a lot of this.
Based on the evidence you have, how soon will you give an arrest or arrest?
Very good question. And I think that's a question a lot of people want to know is basically people want to
Can you
know.
repeat the question?
I say based on the information you have and the evidence you have, how certain you think you're gonna make an arrest or arrest?
I believe we will. I cannot guarantee that. I can't guarantee that in any case. But I will tell you that I firmly believe that we know who is responsible for this. It's proving. But I honestly 100% believe I know who did it. But I've got to be able to prove it. And that's my job to do. So we're going to try. But again, my job largely is dependent upon family and community. And that's why it's very impressive to see and it's comforting to see a lot of people out here. Yes, sir. I can't discuss criminal history at all. I wouldn't want mine discussed. Yes, ma'am.
Me again. In the video clip, all the pictures, it's easier to identify either black and white video or colored one. But do you have any problem? Sometimes before they use, when they say African picture, if it was colored, it was giving some problems like black and white. Do you have in your part of your team any black, or do you need any help from one of our leaders to be closely linked with you on identification of the picture?
Do we need any help, like cleaning the tape up? You mean?
Yeah, identification.
I understand, but this goes back to, I really can't discuss a lot about the video. You guys have seen all the cameras out here. I will tell you, some of them do not work or did not. We have asked ownership of the building to check into that. If you watch a lot of the news, you'll see quite often they'll put out video when they don't know who the person is, that are asking for public help and identifying that person. But what you don't see is that probably, I would say 90%, I don't know, I'm guessing, okay? I'm just going on my personal experience of my cases. 90% of the time, and I'm not suggesting that's this way in this case, 90% of the time, cameras either do not work, they're fake cameras, or the quality is so poor for a variety of reasons. It might be dark and you can't see, cameras are limited. And a lot of times it depends on the quality of the camera. Or they weren't at the exact spot at that moment. In other words, it didn't capture the exact event on that. I can't tell you, and then sometimes it's great. It picks up everything right there. Okay? I won't go into details as far as which one this covers, but we do have video. I will say that. We did come out, management cooperated, and immediately that day, matter of fact, about noon, that Sunday morning, he had a technician out here pulling the video for us. So the manager, or the owner, I guess, I'm not sure who he was, but whoever he was, he jumped on it real quick and got it for us.
So you can tell us the quality of the video you have?
I cannot discuss the quality of the video. I know, look, it's frustrating. I understand, because if I'm in your shoes, I'm thinking, man, how will you not put this out in the public and see it? Maybe they can identify these people. I get it. But I just can't discuss that. Yes, sir. They live close. Yeah, let's not get into it. I mean, Houston's a big area, very Houston metropolitan area. 100 miles north, south, east, or west. We know who he is. I'm sorry. Can't get into that. Look, you guys, y'all know a lot of people. Yeah. Because y'all even knew I was called to the hospital that day. One of the persons from, and I'm thinking, I don't know who this guy is. You're telling me what country he's from, but they were right. They were right. I'm sorry. Yes. Hey, look, that's a concern. I mean, some people say that lightheartedly. That is a concern. The other person, I feel like is responsible for the shooting itself is not. Does that help?
We didn't hear you.
Okay, the question was, some people have expressed concern about the shooter fleeing the country, that maybe he's from another country or something. He is not from another country. Now, whether he flees or not, I don't know. But honestly, at this point, I can't stop him from doing anything.
Another question.
But isn't this person, he's already a scary thing, not only to the Tanzanian community, but also to other people? Why is it taking long for this person to be brought into custody while he's a harm? He can harm anybody.
That's right, he can. Because I don't have the authority to arrest him.
Wow, so the authority comes from the judge?
Well, yes, the judge.
That's the one?
Right. That's where we get back to the probable cause. Okay, I have to be able to prove, not suggest, not tell a judge, I think, that this person did it. Therefore, I think he ought to be arrested. I can't do that. None of us can. And rightfully so. I mean, and I'll tell you this, we don't want to arrest the wrong person. For sure. On this deal. We've done that in the past. I mean, several times you hear it on the news, it seems like every couple of months, that we put someone in prison and it turns out that we got the wrong person. So we do not want to do that.
But I know it's scary because, this person could go and harm somebody else. This person can even harm a witness to try, destroy all the witnesses.
Yeah, and she's talking about people being scared that this guy is still out in the community. I say the community, I don't mean like he's out in your community right here, right now. Also that he can hurt other people, maybe he knows who the witnesses are. It's another reason that we've asked witnesses not to discuss this, because then it starts getting around exactly who all the witnesses are, although I'm quite sure that a lot of you know at least some of the witnesses, because I've been getting calls saying we're getting harassed because we won't discuss this case. Again, I have asked them not to discuss this case with anyone. I do, like I said outside, I feel like if this man who is responsible for Trent's death is still free, then there's nothing to stop him from doing it again. I don't know that, but I feel like if you're able to pull a trigger on a man one time, then you can do it again. And so I do want him off the streets too. And I do understand about being scared that this man is still out there. I just can't go snatch him out of his house and put him in jail without proper cause. Okay? But what I can just tell you is that I'm trying. And we wouldn't have been able to get as far as we have now without the community, because I can tell you, I believe it was that Sunday morning, and maybe it might have been before I even left the hospital Sunday morning, right after the scene here. The community had already provided me with the name of one person. Okay, so that's fantastic, and that's how we do our job. It's not that we know it all or anything else. We do it through the community, through the people of Houston helping us. That's how we do the majority of it. Yes, ma'am.
I know like you said, they shoot the one shooting, right? But how many times should I shoot again? Like how many times they shoot?
The question is how many shots were fired?
Yeah.
We believe two.
So you got it one.
Yes, ma'am.
How far was it?
I'm not, someone asked how far was he?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I asked.
Oh, okay. I don't know exactly how far he was. It's my understanding, and it's reasonable to believe that when the first shot was fired, people started running. So, I mean, I think we can all say, yeah, if shots are fired, I'm running too. So I don't know how far he was when it happened. And I don't think we'll ever be able to know. You know, witnesses can kind of give you an about here and here, but you can't be specific about it, like 23 and a half feet or anything like that. Yes, sir.
I have a question and a request at the same time.
Okay.
So the frustration we had before you coming here today was the lack of information, right? That's why you were asked to come here. So when you leave here, a week from now, we go back to the same point. We understand you have a point of contact, right? From the community. Are you planning, or could you either like give us kind of like status update weekly, or as you're going, since we don't know the timeline?
Right. Did everybody hear what he was saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And we understand the frustration of it. We have asked to go through the community leadership on this because of Andrew's case, especially at the hospital. I could tell right then and there were a lot of people that cared about Andrew, because I think there must have been 30, 40 people, maybe more. I don't know. It was incredible, and it was good to see the support there. The problem with that is I have a partner, and there are two of us working this. So if we're getting 50 phone calls, 50 emails, 50 text messages coming in on Andrew's case, we also have, I don't know, right now we're probably working about 10 different murder cases. Then we have all of that information coming in, and it's not so much information overload, because if it's text, it's documented, which is one reason we like text, because then we do a lot of driving, we do a lot of talking to people. So if I'm driving on the phone, I can't be writing notes down, things like that. So we've asked the leadership to kind of be our point of contact for it. They've come up to our office and met with us several times. Okay, so as far as the updates, yes, we can. I'll try to do better about updating the leadership, because that's my fault. I haven't. They call and ask a lot. And a lot of times I'm on the road, I may pull over, type a message saying, we're still working on it, send, and then I'm off to try to find another witness on a case. That's my fault. I'll try to start doing better about that. As far as the updates specifically, I have to be careful again, like here in this meeting, about what I say. We just don't release a lot of that stuff. It's not because we're trying to hide anything. It truly is for the integrity of the investigation, okay? Because the last thing we want is to lose this on technicality in trial. Then the guy is still on the loose. We may know who he is, but he got off. So we don't want that. But I will try to do better about at least touching base with the community, just saying, hey, we don't have anything new, but we just want to let you know we're still working on it. Please pass it on to the community. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, fair. Appreciate that.
Please, thank you.
Are you planning to interview eyewitnesses again?
Yes. Question was, are we planning on interviewing eyewitnesses again? And I will say the answer to that is yes. There will be a little bit of difficulty because of locations of some of them. I'm still trying to figure out, especially one, how we're going to do this. The other ones, I think we can do it. It'll take a little maneuvering, and then we have some locals. The answer is yes, we are. There might be something that, we initially talked to them about. Maybe we didn't ask them. We might have learned some other things since then. Maybe whatever it was. Maybe color of the shirt. Hey, I forgot to ask you what we call the shirt. That's not it. But the answer is yes, we are.
In that indication that the killer was hired.
Hired?
He's an assassin.
You have. I'm not asking for the information right now, but I am saying if you have information on him being hired to do this, then again, Crime Stoppers on that. Questions or concerns, complaints? We're not perfect. We make a lot of mistakes.
Out of all the cases you've worked with, how much time did one of, how long was it?
How long do they take?
Yeah.
Question is of the cases we get, how long do they take? And there is no answer to that. It just depends on, they're all different. There's different motives, there's different amount of witnesses. For example, in this case, we have witnesses throughout a country, out of state, out of city. So that presents a roadblock that would prevent us. I'm not sure about out of country yet. I've never dealt with a witness out of country. So we are still working on that. So I don't know the answer. And I think everybody wants to know when are we going to get results in this? When are we going to get an arrest on this? I just can't tell you. I don't know. It's not that I can't tell you, because I don't know the answer to that. We are working on it. I can only give you my word on that. Yes, we are working other cases too. So that does, and we're not constantly getting more cases. So I picked up several since Drew's death, and that will continue. It does not mean that we're just going to push Andrew's case to the side and say, okay, we just don't have any more time for that. It doesn't mean that. It means now we have less time to work on all of the cases. Not less time to work on Drew's, but all of them. But we are still working on it. Okay? And I really do feel like we know who the person is that is responsible. The question is can we prove it? Okay? Eyewitness that says, I saw Officer Tyler shoot that man in the parking lot. I look at his photo, so without a doubt, that is him. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes, they were. And we talked to them. No, that's not what they said. I can't really go into what they say, but no, they did not say we didn't see anything. Okay, so, no. Witnesses cooperate with us. They are. Yes. Yes. But don't know, have you ever viewed PostScript? It's common in these cases for us to show. The problem is just an issue, I guess. It's in other words, if I brought that PostScript, any of you in here, and I asked you to look at it, you want in the bottom of your heart to pick the guy out who did it.
Yes.
I think everybody would agree with that. So they feel compelled to pick somebody out because they want to help. It's not they want to send the wrong person to prison. It's because they want to help the case. The problem is, a lot of times they don't pick out the right person. They want to help. They're trying. It's not that they're, okay, well, I'm just not going to, whatever. And some of them, like I said, some of them said they just heard the gunshots. They looked up and they saw people running everywhere. Well, I think we can all say that's probably a true statement. I'd be running.
There was a guy who was selling meat right there, right?
I'm sorry?
The guy was selling barbecue.
Uh-huh.
He was there whenever it happened, right?
The owner was not. There was two
Back
people.
there, there was a truck outside.
The food truck.
Yes.
Yes.
There was a guy who was selling the meat,
Yes.
right?
He's a witness.
Right. You talk to him?
He's a witness.
We're getting back to. Okay, look. Let me just say this. There are 3 witnesses that we are still trying to talk to. We talked to them on the phone, but we are trying to get them to sit down with us. Okay, and I want to go into who it is. Look, I just ask you guys, ladies, please do not harass these witnesses. If you know who they are, please do not. I need their help. Drew needs her help. Zoe and Emmy need their help. So let's please do not, just give them time, give them space, try to be understanding. I can tell you that they are cooperating, and again, I have asked them not to discuss this case. That's on me, because I have asked them not to.
You said you have a clip for 5 or 10 minutes showing, seconds showing the CPR. Do you have the identity of the person who is recording this clip?
I don't know who actually recorded it. I just have a phone number from someone.
Follow. Try to find out.
Well, paramedics are there. Paramedics are working. So I'm not so sure that there's a lot of sports. I get a like who's responsible. Yeah, paramedics work. So I understand your point that maybe they were there during the shooting. But the paramedics are already there, so that means they usually don't get there within 5 or 8 minutes after everything has happened. I don't know if they recorded it. Well, that may be something that may end up being past history. Yes, but I don't want to go into that. But yes, we have. About the video, we can look into it. Yes. Well, what I can do is I know the two. I got a phone number, so I can ask them. Hey, you take it. You know, it shows up here. It's not a but it might be right. They may have done it prior to shooting it like the other video. But there were a lot of people in that parking lot. A lot of, so I know there's more witnesses than what we have. And that's kind of from we get something happening to say the club. A lot of times when there's clubs packed with people, there might be 200 people in there. We don't have 200 witnesses, so we might have 2. Because no one wants to be involved. It's scared. A lot of people. So anytime we're in the club, it's very unlikely we're going to get too many people. But we do have some other ones. We still are working on 3 other witnesses that we know of. We're still working on that, trying to give them the confidence to work. Nothing's gonna happen. We can't guarantee it. I don't think in my time it's not happening. Concerns, complaints. Taking too long, right?
No, we're good.
It is.
You can people.
I can come in here. Yes, I can. And I will try to do better about updating the community. I forgot who asked about that. The community leaders about it. They have been. I get texts and stuff from them all the time. You know, they've been on top of this. It's just with the other cases, sometimes I may not text them back until like 2 days later or something, but I'll try to do better.
Yes.
And then as far as the private investigator, if we decide to go that route, could you recommend somebody?
No, I can't. And it's not because I don't want to. There's several reasons. I can't. Policy. Because then it kind of looks like we're on the tape for suggesting certain people, maybe we get kickbacks or something. The other thing is I don't really know that many. I know a lot of retired homicide detectives have gone into the PI business, but I don't know a lot of them.
Okay.
You know, so but even if I had names, I'm not allowed to pass them on. There are a lot of good. I'm sure if you do some homework on that, you can find.